Imagine buying your dream home only to realize that something's just off. Strange noises in the middle of the night, random cold spots, doors creaking on their own. You'd probably think you were imagining it, right? Well, for one couple in North Carolina, their new house felt a little too much like a scene out of the movie Poltergeist. Little did they know, it wasn't ghosts haunting their home. It was a thief who'd been hiding in their attic for months. This is the story of the Poltergeist House Heist, one of the most bizarre cases of breaking and entering you'll ever hear. It all began in a small town in North Carolina. James and Alice had just moved into a charming two-story house they'd purchased from an older couple. The home was beautiful, nestled on a quiet street with an overgrown garden and ivy crawling up the walls. It had character. But shortly after moving in, James and Alice started noticing strange things happening around the house. Items would go missing, they'd hear footsteps in the attic, and sometimes in the middle of the night, the sound of something scraping across the walls. Now you might be thinking, why didn't they check the attic right away? But in their defense, they had no reason to suspect a person could be up there. They brushed off the noises as new house sounds, figuring the house was settling. Or maybe there was an issue with rodents. But things started getting weird fast. If spooky stories keep you hooked, make sure to like and subscribe to Talescape for more strange and unbelievable tales that might just keep you up at night. The couple noticed food disappearing from their kitchen. They'd come home to find half-eaten snacks on the counter that neither of them had touched. Occasionally, they'd find personal items in places they hadn't left them. One time, Alice discovered her wedding ring in a shoe in the hallway, something she'd never do. Every time something odd happened, they convinced themselves it was just a coincidence. One night, after hearing creaks above, James decided to investigate. He grabbed a flashlight and climbed the attic stairs. The attic was dark and dusty, but nothing seemed unusual at first. However, when he reached the back of the attic, he noticed a small pile of blankets and some empty food wrappers. Signs that someone had been living up there. Panicked, James went back downstairs and called the police. When the police arrived, they carefully searched the entire attic. What they found left everyone in shock. There was a makeshift bed in the corner, surrounded by snack wrappers, empty bottles, and even a small battery-powered lamp. It was clear that someone had been hiding up there for a long time, but there was more. Tucked away in a corner was a small box of stolen valuables that the couple hadn't even noticed were missing yet. Jewelry, watches, and cash were piled up in the box, suggesting the thief had been planning to take them all at once. The police had one theory. Whoever was living in the attic had been sneaking down when the couple was out or asleep, taking what they wanted and then returning to the attic to avoid detection. It was a perfect setup, until they got caught. After searching the area, police managed to identify the squatter, a man who'd been evicted from a nearby house a few months before the couple had moved in. After losing his home, he'd snuck into their attic and set up his own living space, cleverly coming down only at night to avoid detection. When the couple moved in, he must have been scared to leave, knowing they'd likely hear him. For James and Alice, it was a relief to have the intruder gone, but the experience left them spooked. To think they'd been living with a stranger just feet above their heads for who knows how long was terrifying. They'd convinced themselves it was all in their imagination, but the truth, much scarier than a ghost. What would you have done if you heard noises in your attic? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching Talescape. Be sure to subscribe for more bizarre and spooky true stories that keep you on the edge of your seat.